今天是7月21号哈，皇后区的博物馆今天在这边召开一个记者发布会，他们获得纽约州议会的850万美元的那个拨款，就是推进这个皇后区博物馆为皇后区居民提供普及艺术与教育项目的努力。它受益的对象包括儿童、青少年、长者、残障人士、家庭及照顾者。这个馆资本就是这一次获得是850万，最大的亮点就是它设立一个皇后区首个以艺术与文化为主题的儿童博物馆——苏纳儿童博物馆。此外，还包括一座对外开放的无障碍礼堂、长者专属活动空间，以及由艺术家设计的户外游乐园。
So today we're here to celebrate this incredible investment that will make the completion of the renovation of the Queen's Museum possible for all of our communities here in Queens. We are so grateful to be in New York, and especially here in Queens, where the arts are celebrated and supported, and where our diverse communities have access to the very best culture anywhere in the world. So I want to thank you all for the hard work that you do, and thank you for making sure that all of our communities will have access to culture into the future. I would like to thank the entire Queen's delegation and everyone for signing onto our list. We have people today and people who are going to be like running our children's museum in the future, running around future directors everywhere. We would like to thank everybody for signing onto our letter and for your commitment and support to ensure that future generations in Queens will have the museum they deserve. I want to thank, I have a big list of people to thank here, so bear with me. I want to thank Senate Deputy Majority Leader Michael Ginaris for your leadership. You're a passionate advocate for the arts in the city, and particularly at Queen's Museum, and we're so grateful to you for your support. I'd like to thank the State Assembly Speaker, Carl Steve. Thank you so much for being with us today. I'm going to thank some people who are maybe not here because they've been really important in this support as well. But I'd like to thank our incredible senators. We feel so lucky. Joseph Darbo, Leon Conley, Kirsten Gonzalez, John Liu, Jessica Ramos, Toby Ann Stavinsky. Thank you so much for everything. To our beyond wonderful Assembly members, the very best that anyone could ever have. We feel so supported. I see you all here so often, and I want to thank you for the small things and the big things that you do for us. Thank you, Sam Berger. Congratulations on your new addition to your family. Edward Crosby, Catalina Cruz, London Diaz, Maritza de Villa, Andrew Hevesy, and you for supporting this. I mean, all of you have to have special thanks. Lorinda Hooks, Ron Kim, Zora Mandali, Kwani O'Farrow, Stacey Pfeffer Amato, Steve Roger, Lily Rose, thank you so much. Jessica Gonzalez Walker, Eudelica Tapia, Claire Valdez, David Wetburn, thank you all, each and every one of you. You've been amazing. I phone you all the time. We see you all the time, and we feel so educated by you and how better to work together with you. So I hope we can go on many projects into the future. Also want to thank our dedicated board members who are here today, Alan Sooner, Lorraine Chambers-Lewis, and Wari Musa. And before I tell you more about what your incredible investment means to us here at Queen's Museum, I want to particularly thank Alan Sooner. Alan's been a board member for decades, and we would not be here today without his dedication and investment. Not only has he put his back into making the Queen's Museum what it is today, but his family's major investment will enable us to realise the Sooner Children's Museum at the Queen's Museum. So thank you, Alan. Thanks for So this and the funds from New York State Queen's delegation will finalise our capital project and realise a truly intergenerational museum for Queens. Your support will outfit the 4 zones of activity in the Suna Children's Museum: the Make Zone, the Play Zone, the Interact Zone, and the Grow Zone. And we are also designing, co-designing with older adults a dedicated space so that we can offer intergenerational learning for people throughout their lives. Our museum will become more accessible, including new welcome desks and artist-designed seating, and we're going to create a permanent Noguchi playscape, artist playscape outside on that patch of grass there, which is called Museum Square. I want to thank Deborah Winframer, Maureen McNeil, and Isabel Montesinos for organising today's event, who do everything here at the museum. Thank you. I also want to thank Jackie Crossan from Mike Norris' office for working so hard with us today. And I would like to wish Robin a very happy birthday. Where's Robin? Over there. Happy birthday. And thank you for everything you've done for us. And I'm going to hand it over to a wonderful certified journalist. Thank you.
Thank you. Good morning. Good morning. Let me begin first by thanking Sally and its amazing team here at the Queen's Museum. They have been working very hard the last couple of years to get this museum where it needs to be and to move it into the future. And I'm just happy to be able to be a part of it. You've seen the renderings. I think there's going to be a tour afterwards. I've already seen the tour the last time I was here. But there's some exciting things in store for the Queen's Museum. And I'm really thankful for all my colleagues in the Senate and the Assembly for banding together to support this jewel of an institution for our borough. We have Senator Ramos here with us, Senator Gonzalez as well. I know our other colleagues were also instrumental in pushing very hard to get us where we needed to go. All of the members from Queens, Assembly and Senate got together and supported this, and we have our good friend from the Bronx as well, Speaker Hasty, who was supportive. Without him, we wouldn't be here, the Senate wouldn't be here. It's a testament to what can happen if we all work together. I look out at my colleagues and I'm so young. The Speaker and I were joking over the weekend. We are both members of the State Assembly class of 2000. So
we got elected at 10.
Yes, we were very young. Younger than our colleagues are now. But there's a value in having that seniority because the zeros get bigger when you have people with a little bit more time in the legislature advocating. And so really happy we were able to get this done. Look forward to the additional events, the groundbreakings and the ribbon cuttings and all the fun stuff that will come from there. But for today, thank you all for being supportive. Thank you all for what you're doing. And I'll leave you on this note. Alan Suna of the soon-to-be Suna Children's Museum pointed out to me that when he's been around longer than us, he was saying that when this museum started, the state came in with 39 million, was it?
About 38 million.
38 million. I didn't want. So we did 8.5, which leaves us about 30 shy. Well, I'm sure they'll be coming back for more as time goes on. But it's great that we did this big chunk to start, and look forward to great success. Thank you. Oh, and I'm supposed to introduce the Speaker of the State Assembly. I'm very good to be a supporter of so many things throughout the state, especially here in Queens. Carl Hasty.
I'd like the Assembly members to the delegation. This is what the team scripted.
Follow the script.
But really, Mike mentioned that, you know, I'm from the Bronx, and one of the things about being Speaker of the Assembly is to be responsive to your members and to your delegations. So this is more of a, I'd say, a tribute to them. The Assembly delegation thought that this was an important endeavor, so we made sure that it was in the capital budget. But this is what it means, as I said, to be speaking, you have to be responsive to your members. And the Queen's delegation is a phenomenally talented, diverse, caring delegation, and for them all to come together, for us all to come together for such a worthy project. Really, like I said, is a testament to them. So you should thank them. And also working with our Senate colleagues. It's always great when the Assembly and Senate is on the same page on something that is so vitally important to the borough of Queens. So I'm going to be in Queens for 2 more stops today, so Queens will be my second favorite borough. Bronx is always going to be first in my heart, but it's always good to come into the sister borough of the Queens. But congratulations to everyone who involved in the museum, and again, a big thank you to the Assembly and Queens delegation. So thank you all.
Hi everyone, good morning. It is so good to be here. My name is Chris Gonzalez. I'm the state senator for District 59, representing Astoria and Long Island City. And I come here as someone who was born and raised right here in Queens, and whose family didn't grow up with very much. We struggled, just like a lot of families here, to make rent, to afford food. And in the summers, we certainly didn't have money for summer camp. And I come because I was one of those Queens kids who would come to the Queens Museum and come to the Hall of Science and really have a chance to learn when there were a lot of opportunities for me. So I want to say thank you, of course, to the Queens Museum for all of their advocacy, but I certainly want to deeply thank our leader, our deputy leader, Senator Janaris, for his fearless leadership in the Senate, for the things that will make the lives of so many children so much better. And of course, I also want to thank Speaker Hasty, because I know that everything is partnership. And so thank you to my colleagues as well. It's so good to see so many Queens happy faces. And with that, I also have the immense honor of introducing one of my colleagues as well, Senator Ramos, to come up and speak. Thank you.
All right, buenos dias. You know, it's great to be at the Queens Museum because we seem to forget that this is a historical landmark. This is precisely where the United Nations was founded. And to me, it is so emblematic of who we are as a borough, as the future of the rest of the world that is going to be just as diverse as Queens. And so the investments that we're making today as a united legislature really are an investment towards the future, towards our children, yes, literally because of the Children's Museum, but also because the Queens Museum takes on so many challenges and risks in including exhibits that really challenge our thinking and challenge our value set and makes us really question what it's like to build peace and to emulate all of the love that we want to bring to the world at such a critical time. So I want to thank all of my colleagues, most especially, of course, our Deputy Majority Leader, Mike Janaris, and Assembly Speaker Carl Hasty, who actually was here a few years ago after Hurricane Ida to participate in a press conference in support of many of our immigrant neighbors who were ravaged by the storm. And that only speaks to how the Queens Museum really doesn't only think about art, but thinks about all of Queens residents and how the museum is able to be the anchor that brings us together and that makes sure that we have a prosperous future as a united Queens. So thank you so much. Congratulations to Sally and the rest of the team at the Queens Museum.
This place is a home for our arts, but for my office, it took in a very different meaning during the pandemic. When we ran a pantry and we ran out of space and we ran out of time, it was around the time Janina, who's back here, has started working with the museum. And they opened up, and for those of us who had not been here, behind this gigantic door, well, wall, the door's back there, was the location where a lot of the artists in residence would have their studios. And they converted that into a pantry. And once a month, back there, a bunch of amazing moms from the neighborhood who were volunteers, along with the team here, ran a food pantry that I want to say 2 years? 3.5. 3.5, look at that. That for 3.5 years made sure that our neighbors had food. At the worst of times, and we're talking folks who were coming from all over Queens, not just my district. And so for me, the idea of giving them a thank you takes on a very different meaning. And this is my opportunity to once again publicly thank you, Sally, Gia, Deb, and your entire team for opening your doors for something you didn't have to do. Because the museum is meant to be the home of the arts, but you made it the home of the people, and you made it the place where people found safety, and you made it the place where people found happiness, and frankly, where people could survive. So thank you for that, and cannot wait to see what these $8.5 million, as the Deputy Majority Leader said, I can't wait for you to come back and ask us for more.
Good morning, everyone. This is such a special day because the arts are a deeply special issue for me. For those that may not know, I never knew I'd be in public service because I wanted to be an artist. And my immigrant father said, I did not come to this country for you to be an artist. So I couldn't go to school to study art, but I did a minor in art, and the Queens Museum has been a home for me and so many of my neighbors as we were able to see the expressions of love and of community and of culture. So I've been coming to this museum before this whole renovation happened. I remember you opening the doors to organizations like New Immigrant Community Empowerment when we were first being started. You have artists in residence, you have done the pantry. You have not just been a space of arts and culture, but of community. So I thank you all for your leadership. Thank my colleagues who have stepped up to the plate, who have advocated and fought for this. Of course, the Speaker Hasty, our Deputy Majority Leader, thank you, because we know it takes a lot to get this amount of money, and we know how critical this is, not just for arts and culture, but for our children and for our older adults. And if you haven't checked out the panorama, it's incredible, and even though it's been there for decades, it's just wonderful, and it's such an enlightening moment to watch the Queens over and over again. So such a special place, such a special investment, and I thank the whole Queens Museum team for all their work, all their leadership, and for always opening your doors to the community. So thank you so much.
Hi, good afternoon, everybody. Let me do that again. Good afternoon, everybody. Thank you. I'm going to be the 13,000th elected official who's going to give a speech here today. My name is Andy Hevesy. I'm going to be very brief. I want to thank everybody here. It's a pretty impressive show of power when you have our Queens. That's okay. I work alone, kid. When you have this much strength from the Queens delegations both in the Senate and the Assembly. I want to thank Mike Generis, my friend for many years, and all of our senators here for leading in that House. I want to thank Neil Rosick, who really led this issue, as well as Catalina and Sammy B. Sam Berger, congratulations, I can't believe you're a father. We're only doing this to bring, so you can bring your kids here. And then just one last observation, let me leave you with this. It's a pretty dark time in general, and I don't want to ruin this great event with talk of that, but this is a shining beacon of what we believe in. We believe in diversity, we believe in each other. I don't care what they think of the federal government for the time being, because we're going to take it back and take our country back. But for right now, in New York, in Queens, showing today that we all believe in our diversity and believe that's our strength, this is a great place for us to be today. So thank you for allowing us all to share in this moment together. Thank you. Never leave a microphone unattended. We have Assemblymember Linda Hooks.
So, Sam, I paid my fee to be in your district. I just want to say that, you know, yes, kudos to what everyone said that came before me, but I just want to say the connection that I have with this museum is deeply personal. It was a time when older adults, in my previous employment, we had older adults who really wanted to come and do some programming here. And Sally and her team created like this dynamic older adults program. And at the time, had 4 centers. All 4 centers were allowed to come. And every year after, they kept asking what's next, what's next. And one time, we thought they weren't going to be able to come because we had to allow other adult centers come in. I know, but you know, mine are the best. But I understood that. And so she still called us back and said, no, you guys are still able to come back. And it meant so much to the older adults. I want to speak from that point. The fact that they were able to come here because they needed just somewhere else to go and to do arts and crafts and painting, and they did a bunch of, and some things were buttons, but it was the fact that they felt they had a place, like this was theirs, and they wanted to make sure they came every year. They had the program, and every year when they had their little ceremony at the end, they would want me to be here to see what they've done. And I remember the first time that I came, and I was the only director that actually came with her centers, and it was just to see the actual close-knit community vibe that they've created with each other was very heartwarming. And so when it was time for me to do my inauguration, like this was the place I wanted it to be at because of that personal community connection. And although it wasn't in my district, I said, this is where I wanted it to be. Nothing on my community, I'm just saying, in my district. But I wanted to come here because I felt like we were a family. I felt, Sally, like you guys were really a family with us, and that's what you need in a community. So when no matter what happens in this world, you know that they'll open their doors up to the community. So I just want to say thank you, everyone on your team, for just being special people. Bye.
Good morning, everybody. Happy to join with our colleagues here in this very special day. This investment in the Queens Museum is, of course, not just an investment in this building and this programs, but our such diverse borough, our nonprofits and community leaders who call this home, not just recently, but for years. I've seen the great programming that this institution has held. If before you leave, you want to drop by the Filipino exhibit there, feel free. But sometimes we have community members and pockets and corners of our great borough who might not get that resources they need, attention they deserve, and institutions like this uplift all of our Queens members, and I'm so honored to join our delegation, not just for the Assembly side, but our great leaders in the State Senate who helped pass this through and deliver this amazing investment in such an important institution here in Queens. So I just want to thank our colleagues in government. Thanks for Sally and the team for keeping and pushing that important work that needs to be done with our culture institutions, our artists, and all our nonprofits as well. It's such amazing and great and needed work, and I'm so honored to join this effort. Thank you, everybody. Have a great rest of the day.
Good morning, everyone. It's great to be here with all of you and just to be able to say ditto to so much of what has already been said. But I especially want to say what a great cultural institution the Queens Museum is as an anchor for all of our communities. You heard it this morning, each of us has such a unique experience with the museum, whether you came here as a kid, having a field trip, or current programming in your communities. It's a special place to gather and to grow together, so that's why I'm so grateful to my entire Assembly and Senate delegation. I can't believe we actually got it done. The first year we asked. Kudos to all of you for all of your hard work, whether it was writing the letter, thank you, Catalina, or just being in the room, echoing the support that is so important. I want to say a huge thank you to our speaker, Carl Hasty, who actually made it happen for us, and to Senator Gianaris for the alley-oop. Also, an incredible thank you to Sally and Deb and Elaine, who would schlep up to Albany multiple times this session to actually get it done. It was incredible. So whether you're coming back for the Kids Museum or the Panorama, I just know that this small step will be such a huge, huge part of this institution's legacy, and I'm just really happy and lucky to be a small piece of it, so thank you, thank you. I think I'm passing it off to Claire.
Good morning. It is so wonderful wonderful to be here with you all and to see some of my Queen's delegation colleagues. My first time to the museum was to see an exhibition by Meryl McAllis, who is now the, I think, only artist in residence of the Department of Sanitation of New York. Her exhibition, Maintenance Art, really uplifted and honored the hard work that DSNY employees do every single day, and kind of changed the terms of what art is. To reframe it as the art of caring for, of cleaning, and of tending to an entire city of millions of people. It was a really beautiful exhibition, and I think a really wonderful introduction to the kind of work that this museum does. Takes chances on unknown artists, reframes what we think of as art. And I think especially in this moment really highlights the importance of the city and the state working hand in hand with arts institutions to continue on with the incredible work that they do up in the community, featuring groundbreaking artists. So I'm so proud that we're able to get this done. I'm really thankful to my state senator, to Speaker Hasty, to the Philippines delegation and their work here. It's really beautiful at a moment when austerity feels like it's on the menu for so many institutions that we're able to say we have the resources to make sure that art is not a privilege for the few, but an item that we can all enjoy. So thank you all so much. I'm proud to pass this off to Assemblymember Whitman.
Thank you, Claire. I have a long affiliation with the Queen's Museum. I actually remember when I used to go skating where the ice rink was in the back, that big open area where you have your galas every year. But I've been in the Assembly now for 15 years, and before that I was in the New York City Council for 8 years, where I chaired the Finance Committee. And I practically lived with Alan Suna when I chaired the Finance Committee, because we did so many things, and Alan really and his family really started things going in the museum and continue, and I'm a little excited about being able to bring my grandchildren now to the Suna Children's Museum. You know, since I spent so much time here as a young person, and now I like to bring my grandchildren here to the Suna Children's Museum. Sally, when she first came here about 6 years ago, I didn't know it even that long, came to see me right away and said, Mike Generis is proposing a small capital item. Do you think the Assembly could do something? What do you think we should ask for? Should we, you know, and I said, well, ask, if you don't ask, you're not going to get anything. So ask for as much as you really need. And I think she did, but she didn't get it then. But we've been building it up, and you know, she's been coming up to Albany, and that's been terrific, and her whole team. But I do have a special admiration, a tie with Deborah Wimsheimer. Is Deborah still here? Oh, in the back. Because Deborah, the Wimsheimers and the Weber family go back a long time, and Deborah's whole family has been involved, and it's really, she's kind of the glue that's been keeping the museum together through a number of executive directors. But it's a great team, you do a great job, and again, look forward to continuing to support the Queen's Museum in all their endeavors. Thank you.
Hi everybody. Welcome to District 27. I'm so happy to have you. I just want to say that this is an $8.5 million investment in the most important thing in the world, our children. This is a chance for them to foster that creative expression so they can add to the rich tapestry of the most diverse borough in the world, Queens. We are so proud, all of us, I think, to be able to be here in support of an institution that's going to prioritize our children. Thank you.
I'm going to invite Alan Suna, who's on behalf of our trustees, to say a few words then. I'm going to ask everybody to come up here for a photo, and then, together with our wonderful Director of Education, engagement collaboration over there. We're going to do a tour of the space that will become the Children's Museum, the Senior Children's Museum. Not all of you have been on that tour. I know some of you have, so you'll be excused if you don't want to go around again, but we'd love to show you them. Anyway.
So I have one advantage. I said I'm older than David Webb. And David did not mention, I did learn to ice skate over here, and the roller rink was on this side, long before it was ever a museum. I've been involved here on the board, thanks to a dear departed friend, Claire Schulman, who wrote me into this, and I said, what? Queens Museum? What are you talking about? And sure enough, it worked out very well. And as I mentioned to my dear friend Mike Gianaris and others here, and Kristen, I mentioned the same thing to you before. The important thing is we never forget where we came from. I'm a Queens kid, grew up in a small one-bedroom apartment with 3 siblings, and my mother, who did not have a driver's license, used to take us into Manhattan, otherwise known as the city in those days, to go to museums. And we got a chance to learn about other kinds of things that could interest us. And that, to me, is why we've invested in the Children's Museum here. We call the Suna Children's Museum, because it's just so important for young kids to see that there are so many opportunities for them other than computers or video games and what have you. And the last fun fact I will leave you with, David mentioned Deborah Winfinder, who's a dear friend. But Deborah's uncle delivered every single Suna that lives in New York City. So thank you very much.
现在是他们大合照时间哈，拍完照以后，他们要去做一个套，就带大家游览一圈。但因为我那个要赶下一个活动来不及了，所以就不跟他们去那边，先拍大合照。
Yeah, should we move the podium? Should we move us in front of it? We'll move down this way.
Do you want to do it by the chair? Thank you.
Oh yeah.
That's important.
Great compliment.
Oh yeah, just all.